Yo, this is your favorite friendly neighborhood Toronto, and today we're going to be talking about the PS5 hardware and more specifically the two different model SKUs that will be coming in this holiday season 2020. That's going to be the PS5 and the PS5 Digital Edition. First, we're going to be going over the design of these consoles. After that, we're going to be talking about the potential pricing and the ramification of said prices. And then the third and last subject will be which SKU I plan on getting and why. So to kick it off, let's first get into the design aspect of these consoles. And no lie, Sony's designed some serious eye candy here that to me honestly look like they must have jumped straight over DeLorean driving at 88 miles per hour, because these systems right here definitely look like the future. Now, they've clearly seemed to be primed for the meme universe, because the memes I've been seeing for the last couple of weeks just have had me rolling. But I'm clearly 2 feet deep into the design of the consoles, and I love what Sony has done here with the hardware. One thing that is very interesting about the reveal is that we haven't seen the back of the system yet. And the reason why I bring that up is because for the PlayStation 3 and the PS4, the reveal renders that we did see, they actually did show us a clear shot of the back of the system for both of those systems. And as we all know, the back of the systems usually hold all the IO for the console. So there's probably a lot of things that are hidden there because they don't want anybody to see what those IOs are going to be, because there's a lot of features that they haven't talked about yet. And then that leaves the floor open for me to kind of speculate on what some of these IOs are going to be. I think there's going to be definitely a power port, an Ethernet port, PlayStation camera input, and my fingers are crossed that we get a digital optical port, because for me, that is how I plug in my Astro A40 TR headset. Next, I expect there to be a USB-A and a USB-C input that's going to be in the back of the system. And I also think that potentially there's going to be 2 HDMI ports for the PlayStation VR capability. Now, one thing that I don't think I've heard a lot of people talk about is the expandable memory bay and where that's going to be located. It is possible that it could be at the back of the system, but I do believe that maybe space is going to be a little bit limited back there. So when the system is actually in its vertical position at the bottom where it goes into the stand, I can see a tray being there for the memory expansion bay. And also another option would be is if those white panels are removable, that there might be a tray that could be underneath there. Now, let's talk about the size of the system, because I mean, a lot of people have been talking about it. They've been looking at the size of the optical disk drive along with the size of the USB port, and they've been just kind of sizing it up to other systems to kind of get an estimate of how large this system is going to be. And boy, it's going to be big. But to me, the size of the system really doesn't bother me. I do know and I do agree with that. For some people, trying to get it fitted into their entertainment system is going to be a problem. But me looking at my entertainment system right now, it can definitely fit where I have my PS4 Pro set up right now. It'll have no problem fitting there. But I do plan on moving my system or my entertainment setup a bit and having my TV mounted back up onto the wall, and also now moving my entertainment shelf onto the wall as well. So with that in mind, I just have to move my entertainment shelf a little bit lower than where I originally had planned, just to make sure that the PS5 does fit there and that there shouldn't be any problems. But hearing Sony talk about the reasoning for the large size is mainly because of the thermals and making sure that the system can remain cool at all times, and we are going to get a much quieter fan as a result. This is a huge win for all of us, because I've been so used to playing my PlayStation 4 Pro and I actually haven't had any problems with the fan. It's actually been super quiet. But when I was replaying The Last of Us Remastered, I was actually playing that on upstairs on the PlayStation 4, and that system, Jesus, is so loud and obnoxious. It actually bothers me. I haven't played on that system for a while, so when playing it, I'm just like, I'm so happy that Sony is fixing this. And if it's a larger system to not have to deal with that, I'm cool with that. And another reason why we might have to deal with the larger size of the console is because of PlayStation VR. Let's not forget that PS5 is also designed from the ground up with VR in mind. Unlike with the PS4, you had to have the extra processor unit. With the PS5, we're going to actually have that built in. And if the PlayStation VR 2 is wired, you're going to need to have more space inside the system to accommodate that. So just to recap my opinions on the design of the console, Vertically, I do think that the digital edition symmetrical design works a lot better and looks a lot better in that orientation. But horizontally, the PS5 with the disk drive just looks a lot better to me as well. I'm really digging the indicator lights on the system that also work as accent lighting. I am expecting them to glow different colors while the system is in different states. I am also very interested on the potential of future special editions. Me personally, I'm hoping that I can customize my system to have my branding on it. So with the orange and the grayish green colors and also having my logo on there, to me it's just time for true personalization, Sony. So give me a Design Labs, please give me the Design Labs. One more thing I would like to just highlight is that this system is actually going to look so much better when we get it in person, or if we see a video with somebody actually handling the actual hardware, instead of just these renders, as it never does the final product justice. The shine and the gloss of the piano black does not come through when you see it on the renders. So with that said, let's get into the pricing. And for me, the highest point that I see the PlayStation 5 coming in is $550. I just can't really see it going any more higher than that. Not that it cannot, but Sony would just have a high and steep battle to climb if they did price it at that price point. And then for the digital edition, I see it being $100 cheaper than whatever the PlayStation 5 is set at. So if it's $550 for the PS5, the digital edition is going to be $450, and $500 for the PS5, $400 for the digital edition. Now, I know a lot of people have been sticking to that $50 price point, especially after hearing Digital Foundry talking about the cost of the optical drive only being $20. But for me, I just feel that $50 isn't enough for me not to get the PS5 with the optical disc drive. $100 would be like, oh, okay, you know what? I'm saving a lot more. Let me go the digital route instead. But let's not forget that when you don't have the optical drive there, it's not just the $20 that you're saving, but also extra plastic is not going to be needed for the panel of the system. Any extra components and parts that are going to be needed to put that optical drive in place. So there's going to be probably a little bit more than just a $20 saving on that part. What it is, I'm not too sure. But Digital Foundry also talked about different ways that Sony could kind of make up the revenue from the lower cost of the system that they be selling. And the one that they were talking about was digital sales of games, where they get approximately $8, but they also get some revenue from movies that are bought on the digital store as well, also through the PlayStation Plus service and the PlayStation Now. Now, with the PlayStation Now, I kind of want to hone in on that a bit, because I think Sony may be thinking that if these players or gamers go to the digital edition version of the console, that they'd be more enticed and inclined to subscribe to the PlayStation Now service to have access to previous generation games. And maybe into their calculation, they're saying that, yeah, we can make this money back doing it this way. So I could see $100 being the difference, and personally, I think that's what they should do. The $50 is just not enough. I have actually heard some people use the argument that the Xbox One S and the One S and then the One S all digital edition is only a $50 difference, but to me, $300 to $250 is a bigger difference than $500 and $550. For me, if I'm already spending $500 at that point, I might as well just spend the $550 just so I have all the options that are available to me. And with that said, you kind of know which way I'm leaning when it comes to which model I'm going to be purchasing on launch day, and that is the PS5 with the optical disc drive. And that is going to be because, one, I'd rather just have all the options available to me. I haven't fully went all digital yet when it comes to the games that I buy, although I have been buying more digital games as of late. I do like having game cases, one for the collector's look, and it does double as decor in my home. I do want to take advantage of the quick game swapping and the suspension mode, although it hasn't been officially verified by Sony, but that is one of the things that kind of has me leaning to go in the digital route, since to take advantage of that, you don't want to have a disc, because then you still have to swap in and out of the disc. But that also leads me into the fact that to take advantage of my PS4 library that I've accumulated through the years, to enjoy the backwards compatibility, I do need to have a disc drive, because there is no way to get the physical disc into digital formats. But I am also going to have the system placed horizontally, and like I said before, to me it just looks better with the disk drive when it's in that orientation. So that's it for the video. Before you guys go, let me know in the comments what pricing schemes do you guys think that the PlayStation 5 is going to have, and which model you plan on buying on launch day. And thank you for those who made it through to the end of this video. Just please share, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of the new videos that get posted. It really does a lot in helping me grow this channel. I know I say that all the time, but it really does. I will have all the details on where you can follow everything Toronto in the description. So that's everything for now. So it's not bye, but I see you later on the next one. And I'm out.